Alright guys, we're here for the July version of the newsletter, and we're in the middle of our squatting cycle. And so what we want to talk about today is using the squat as a way of life, not just an exercise. And as cheesy as that sounds, we want to make sure that you're using it when you get into and out of a chair, when you get up and down from low surfaces, and make sure that you're using proper technique so that it carries over into your lifts. So what we want to go through with you today is some techniques to find proper foot positioning for appropriate squat depth. And then we also want to talk about using this in your daily life, so getting into and out of a chair, and how to make this movement more natural for you so that it carries over into your exercises as well. Alright, so I'm here with Greg Askew, Master Squatter, and our resident Little Spoon. And what we're going to do first is we're going to show you the setup for proper hip and foot position. Depending on the size of your pelvis, people are going to have different squat positions, so what we're going to do is show you how to optimally find that for you. So what Greg is going to do is he's going to have a position somewhere between shoulder and hip width, and he's going to, keeping his back in this neutral position, send his hips back as far as he can. If he's in a good position, what he should find is he gets to full depth without his pelvis rolling over. If he's rolling over the pelvis, that means he's running out of room in the hip. And so as you can see, in this wider squat stance for him, he runs out of room earlier and his back rolls over and he posteriorly tilts that pelvis, or pooping dog syndrome. So he's going to come back up. Now what he's going to do is he's going to slightly adjust his position, so either make it narrow or wider depending on what it is for you, and then keeping the same spinal position, he's going to sit his hips back. So in this position, Greg can sit to the full depth of his squat and keep his pelvis in a neutral position, keep his spine in a neutral position. So when this translates to a squat position, he knows that this is the appropriate depth, the appropriate width of his feet. Alright, we are now going to improve your quality of life by teaching you how to get into and out of a chair with excellent, pristine form. So what Greg is going to do first is show you how all you lazy asses get out of the chair. And so what he's done here is he's hinged through his back, he's used poor mechanics, and he's developed a terrible motor pattern that's going to translate to your squat. So what we're going to have him do now is sit back down, and again he uses that lean forward in the trunk and completely abandons all the squatting mechanics that we've learned in class. So what we want to do is we want to take this time to turn the sit to stand into an actual squatting pattern. So what Greg is going to focus on is he's going to lead this motion from his hips, and the entire time what he wants is his torso angle is going to mimic his shin angle. From this position he's going to put himself into a good position and lean forward at the hips. Once he feels his weight going over the middle of his foot, he's going to drive through his feet out of the bottom position. To sit back down, he's just going to reverse from where he came, sit the hips back, torso angle mimics shin angle. So he's now just turned the sit to stand into a squat. So to recap, keeping a nice upright torso, he's going to lean his weight forward until his weight covers the middle of his foot, keep him leaning, and then he's going to send his hips forward. To come back down, sitting the hips back, keeping the torso angle the same as the shin angle. So you've now turned your squat mechanics into sit to stand mechanics, saved your back, saved your knees, and set yourself up for great squatting.
And sitting.
And sitting.